What is going on, Giants fans? Coming at you with another New York Giants video. And this is going to be a video about what the New York Giants should do or could possibly do with the $13 million they have in cap space. And obviously they have this much cap space because Nate Solder, the New York Giants offensive lineman, opted out of the 2020 season because of, family, of concerns with his son. His son has had cancer, so he opted out of the season so he could keep him safe. So family always comes first, so I respect Nate Solder for doing that. But the New York Giants do have $13 million in cap space that they could use to go out and possibly sign a player, or they could also extend a player on the team. So I'm going to talk about some players they could go out and sign. And the first player I'm going to be talking about is Yannick Ngakoue. And Yannick Ngakoue has been a very talked about player in the New York Giants world. Yannick Ngakoue has hinted to the Giants on Twitter that he wants to join the team. He does not want to be in Jacksonville anymore. I think he could hold out of the season if the Jaguars do not end out trading him. And Yannick Ngakoue is definitely a guy that the New York Giants could go out and sign. Now, he's not going to be cheap, but I do think the New York Giants do have the money to afford him, and they could possibly go out and sign him. Yannick Ngakoue is a very talented young player. I would not, I wouldn't be mad at all if the New York Giants went out and signed him. He's a very talented young player. The New York Giants are in desperate need of an elite pass rusher. Now, I know we do have Marcus Golden, but we don't know if Marcus Golden will be with the team. He hasn't signed the tender yet, so we don't know if Marcus Golden will be a New York Giant in 2020. So let's assume he's not. I think Yannick Ngakoue would be a perfect fit for this team. He's a very, very good player. I would not be mad if we went out and signed him. Now, it's not going to be a pretty penny. He's not going to be cheap, but I think Yannick Ngakoue is definitely a guy the New York Giants could go out and sign. He's a very talented young player, and he definitely does not want to be in Jacksonville anymore. Obviously, the Jaguars are a team that's definitely rebuilding right now. I think Yannick Ngakoue is definitely a guy the New York Giants could go out and sign with all the cap space. Another guy the New York Giants could go out and sign is probably the best free agent on the market right now, not counting Antonio Brown. That is Jadeveon Clowney. And Clowney's a guy who had a great year with the Seattle Seahawks last season. Now, there's been a lot of rumors that Jadeveon Clowney could be possibly a Philadelphia Eagle. He's probably not going to join the Eagles. I really don't think he's going to join the Philadelphia Eagles right now. I think Jadeveon Clowney could be a pretty good fit for the Giants, and I'm surprised it's taken a team this long to go out and sign Clowney. Clowney's one of the best pass rushers in the NFL, and I feel like a guy like Clowney, I think the Giants could go out and sign him now. This is a move that I wouldn't be surprised if it doesn't happen, because Clowney is still very expensive. He's a very expensive player to go out and sign, so I would not be surprised if this does not happen, but I also would not be surprised if this does happen, because Jadeveon Clowney is a perfect fit for this Giants team, in my opinion. I feel like the Giants desperately need an elite pass rusher, so obviously the Giants decided to go offensive lineman in the first round instead of Isaiah Simmons. So I think Jadeveon Clowney would be a really good fit for this team, and I would definitely not be mad if we went out and signed him. Now, he might be even more expensive than Ngakoue, because Jadeveon Clowney is really, really good, but I wouldn't be surprised if the New York Giants do save money and they go out and sign Jadeveon Clowney. That's the guy I would not be surprised if the Giants go out and sign, but once again, he is really expensive, so I also wouldn't be surprised if the Giants don't go out and sign him. And another guy that's definitely an option is Logan Ryan, the quarterback from the Tennessee Titans. Logan Ryan is currently a free agent right now, and he had a very good year with the Tennessee Titans, and I've made a couple videos about him should the New York Giants go out and sign him, because it's most likely that DeAndre Baker will not be with the team for most of the 2020 season because he is on the commissioner exempt list. So it looks like Logan Ryan definitely could be a possibility for the Giants to go out and sign him, because they're in need of obviously a spot to play cornerback, because DeAndre Baker will not be with the team for most likely most of the year. So I think Logan Ryan is definitely a possibility for this team. Now, he's a guy that is asking for a decent amount of money, but the New York Giants do have a lot of cap space right now, so I would not be surprised if the New York Giants go out and pounce on him. They go out and sign Logan Ryan. He's a very talented young quarterback. Now, I know a lot of people don't think he's worth the money. I still think Logan Ryan will be a much better fit than DeAndre Baker. I just don't think DeAndre Baker really is going to work out for this team, even if DeAndre Baker does end up coming back to the team. I just don't think DeAndre Baker is a really good fit for this team. He really struggled last year. I don't really see DeAndre Baker getting any better with the whole armed robbery case. I don't see DeAndre Baker really improving much this year. I think Logan Ryan, he's a very talented cornerback. I would not be surprised if the New York Giants go out and sign him. And some other possibilities for the Giants, not go out and possibly sign a player, they could also go out and extend a player. And the first player the New York Giants could possibly extend is Saquon Barkley. Saquon Barkley is the most dynamic running back in the league when healthy, and with an improved offensive line, line, with guys like Andrew Thomas on the line, I think Saquon Barkley can be one of the best running backs in the league. He's already one of the best running backs in the league already. And Saquon Barkley definitely had a down year last year, but he was injured, so you got to give Saquon Barkley a little bit of a pass. But Saquon Barkley is so unbelievably talented that he definitely deserves a lot of money. He definitely deserves a ton of money. I feel like we should definitely go out and maybe extend Saquon Barkley if Clowney gets signed or Ngakoue gets signed by another team. I think the New York Giants could use this cap space to extend Saquon Barkley. And another guy the New York Giants could possibly extend is Dalvin Tomlinson. I think Dalvin Tomlinson is one of the most underrated players on this defense. I think Dalvin Tomlinson performed really well last season. I would not be mad if the New York Giants spend money and re-sign Dalvin Tomlinson. Now, he's not going to be too expensive either. Dalvin Tomlinson is very underrated. I would not be surprised if the New York Giants use this cap space and go out and re-sign Dalvin Tomlinson to a big contract. Now, this is thinking that Leonard Williams will not return to the team in 2021. I don't see Leonard Williams being a Giant next season. I think Leonard Williams is too much money. I don't see the New York Giants wasting a ton of money to go out and sign Leonard Williams. I don't think he's worth that money. I was not a big fan of when we signed Leonard Williams for that much money. So I feel like Dalvin Tomlinson is definitely more worth it, and I feel like he's a lot cheaper than Leonard Williams would be. So those are some possibilities that could happen with the New York Giants having $13 million in cap space. They could go out and possibly sign guys like Jadeveon Clowney, Yannick Ngakoue, or Logan Ryan, or maybe somebody else. But those are the three guys I think that I have in mind right now. And the New York Giants could possibly go out and extend superstar running back Saquon Barkley, and they can also extend Dalvin Tomlinson or possibly Leonard Williams, but I don't see that happening though. And they can also go out and possibly extend Dalvin Tomlinson. So put it down in the comments below. What do you think the Giants should do with all this cap space? I'd love to hear your opinions on it. Put it down in the comments below. What are your thoughts on Nate Solder opting out? Put it down in the comments below. I'd love to hear your opinions. So what are your thoughts on the New York Giants having all this cap space? What do you think they should do with it? Put it down in the comments below. And yeah, that's going to do it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll talk to you guys next time. Peace.